In this video, I'm going to give you all of the characters in Naruto Storm 4 that should be banned in competitive play. The whole purpose of competitive play is to actually compete. So if you're in a situation where you're only playing the strongest 10 to 15 characters in the game, and those 10 to 15 characters are making it so that the other 90% of your roster is unplayable, then that's not competitive. That actually means that you're just playing broken characters and you're ignoring the rest of the roster. Now, in those broken characters that people have been using that have either broken movesets or broken jutsus or broken special actions or broken awakenings, people don't understand why they're broken. They're broken because they give you things for free. They actually are automatic, meaning it's like driving a manual car versus an automatic car. When you drive an automatic car, I mean, the extreme of that would be like something like a Tesla, right? In the future, or even right now, where you just go into the car and then it just takes you where you want to go and you don't even have to pay attention. You don't have to worry about anything. You could read a book, you could just do anything you want and it'll do it for you. Like, that's the extreme. We don't want that. The whole point of competition is you versus the other player, not your characters versus the other characters, right? And whose characters are better. And the other thing you have to consider is frame rate drop in lag. Some of these high-end characters that I'm mentioning to ban actually have something called lag that I call lag resistance, or lag, they're lag proof. And sometimes that benefit that the lag resistant character has, or the lag proof character has, is so great that you need to ban the character because it's so good. For instance, like Neji's mash, it's so good that it just mashes through everything. And if your character, if the opponent you're playing gets a leg spike, you win the game just because you have Neji and they don't have Neji, and there's nothing you can do about it. So we have to get to a point where you can actually not, so you're not getting neutral for free, the space between you and the other person. You have to work for neutral. You have to use your own skills and not the advantages of the characters that are given to you. But most people don't understand this concept. I'm not saying it to be rude, but I'm saying it because it's not talked about and people can't articulate these types of things, and they're not talked about. And whenever someone tries to talk about it, people get shut down and people start name calling, and that gets us absolutely nowhere. So the first character we're going to ban is Neji, because of his mash. His jutsus and all that doesn't really matter that much. Yes, they're good, but it's not so broken that it completely breaks the game. Yes, they're like, his spinning jutsu is annoying, but it doesn't break the game. His mash is lag proof. Even It's pretty much 100% lag proof or close to it. It has a high lag resistance. It has priority, and it beats out all of these characters, if not almost all of these characters. And since comboing is such an important part of the game, it would be nice to see some combos, but instead we have something called jutsu buffering, which is really using the chakra recovery glitch to get your chakra back after using a jutsu and switching, and basically people spamming each other with jutsus that basically take up and eat up the neutral for free. And now you don't have to think about or worry about the neutral anymore because there's jutsus flying around in between you and your opponent, meaning and stopping actually the other person who's experiencing the jutsu buffer or the chakra recovery glitch from playing. So you're actually stopping yourself from playing. People talk about Minotaur runners, but there's so many other ways to run in this game. Jutsu buffering is one of them. Now, if you jutsu buffer like with Ino, for instance, or with the third Hokage, it's not that bad because there's counterplay. There's a chance that it won't hit you because the other opponent, if they make a right choice at the right time, avoiding the hitboxes, they won't get affected. So you can actually get that interplay back and forth instead of this snowball where just one person, the first person to use the broken mechanic wins, and then it snowballs from there, right? So Neji Mash off the table. Danzo is tough, but in and of itself, he's not super broken. He's pretty darn close, if not probably broken. But the thing that really makes him bannable is his insta kill. So basically, you can use the character, but if you you cannot use the insta-kill. You can probably awaken with him as well, but I would probably say you can't use any of his awakening actions, not even his getting his substitution back, because that's one of the only things in the game that can like legally get you substitutions back, aside from sub banking, which leads me to the next point. Sub banking should be banned. Okay, 100% without question in competitive play. So Danzo can awaken, but no awakening actions. You can play as Danzo. Or just take, if you can't manage to do that, take him off the competitive list, and you should not be able to play him at all. Okay? The reason why Neji can't be played at all is because mashing is his primary way of attacking, and it's so broken that you can't use him. Okay? Hashirama, one of these characters that in any form, his shuriken jutsu needs to be banned, because it literally goes anywhere on the map for the most part. I mean, there's some blind spots, but it's basically one of the best jutsus in the game, if not the best jutsu in the game. It's considered one of them for sure. And it even has a glitch where it rebounds like a boomerang and comes back from out of bounds sometimes and hits your opponent. So a jutsu, it can recast a second time for free. So it's completely broken. Unfortunately, if you want to use Hashirama, it has to only be a live Hashirama. This character has to be completely taken off of the competitive list because of the way that he has a combo support glitch, right? People call it the combo support tech, but really, I mean, that's probably a glitch as well. It's never been proven that that's an intended mechanic, but that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to tell you that when you combo buffer or combo support with this character, he takes up so much space around him that it eats up the neutral for free. And you can jail people not just from one or two bodies away, but from multiple bodies away, basically denying you the entire mid-range if you know what you're doing. So the whole purpose and point of these games was to combo. This is the worst Storm game to actually combo in ever, aside from probably Storm 2, and maybe Storm 2 does it even better, because once you waste a chakra, you can actually combo people. But in this game, there's so many things stopping you from playing and stopping you from comboing that it's so difficult to watch, that I believe that this is one of the reasons why we're not ever involved in or invited to, or to professional fighting game scenes. And usually it's the Wii Naruto game that's there, because it's boring for people to watch. Like when I first came back, I was like, what are these people doing? And it's just people gone wild, not being able to articulate themselves, not being able to critically analyze why the game is where it is, opposed to where it has been in all the past Storm games, from Generations to Revolution. We got Storm 4 with an interesting switch mechanic, but that switch mechanic came with so many great game-breaking glitches and so many ways to avoid actual contact when you include the 4 substitution bars that each person gets. It's very little comboing usually that happens when you have two opponents that are of equal skill level, regardless of if they're, very competitive players or casuals. So that character has to be thrown on the garbage, unfortunately. The way that people use him. I guess you could play him without combo support, but I don't think it's going to work. He just has to go. The Sarada that I have here, I'm not sure what it is, but the one that needs to be banned is the one that has the lightning flicker technique and the one that has the kunai that comes out. Okay, guys? That Sarada has to go. She has too many advantages over all the other characters in the roster, where that one little kunai on like her second hit or early on in her combo can basically stun someone from across the map, and it can it just gives you too many things for free and gives you neutral for free. It's the same theme every time. Now Nagato, this is a hot take. You can definitely ban Nagato, but I think that if you just make it so that Nagato is playable, but you can only use a Jura attack, meaning this forces you to put him in the leader. It forces you to give him bad ninja tools, so your team has to have bad ninja tools. It's none of the good stuff that, say, Naruto could give you, right? So, and also that jutsu it doesn't have like great tracking or anything like that. It can be good, but it's not broken. So yes, you'll have the broken mash and stuff like that with Nagato, and it kind of puts him in a similar situation to Neji, but I don't think it's quite as bad, if I'm being honest with you, and I think there's some counterplay. So that one you can take it how you want it. You can either try the competitive play with Nagato, but never using a Shinra Tensei ever, because when he awakens, you'll get the Azura distance attack as well, the cannon, in either form, in base form or awakening form. This Naruto is playable. You can play as this Naruto, but you cannot use his double Rasengan Barrage Jutsu. It has to be just a single Rasengan. That's fine. Mei is here because her water bullet is absolutely insane. It's even probably better than Sarada's overall, in my opinion. The character overall is in a similar situation to Danzo, where she has amazing jutsu, she has amazing tilt, she has infinite, she has stuns. She's really, really good. She has a pretty decent awakening, but the one thing, the reason why we have to ban her is the water bullet in her combo, and you cannot not combo, so she's got to go. She can never be in competitive play. Tayuya, another one of these special characters that she has a doki, and she can hide behind it while using that doki to absorb all sorts of things, and it's completely unfair, right? And it gives her an advantage that most of the other characters don't have, if not none of the other characters have. And the advantage is so great that it's really, really just boring to watch. Like, even if you can get around it, it runs down the clock and it's super boring to watch. And it just stops people from playing the game. Okay. Six Pass Madara, another one of those situations where you cannot awaken with him. If you do, it's an automatic loss. If you do awaken with him, the other side of that could be that, okay, awaken with him, but you can't use a single awakening action. If you use an awakening action, it's an automatic loss. But my suggestion to people that want to play this character, I would basically say don't use him, because even his black pull jutsu and his unique jutsu that comes with this six pass mode is so strong that it kind of, I mean, it eats up neutral for free. It has tracking and it absorbs a lot of different things. So it's kind of broken too. So what I would say is, like, basically just ban him and just use the Storm 3 Madara and the Fan Madara. That's it. Take him out, but allow those two characters, and they can awaken, can do whatever they want. Kaguya, leave her for later. They just have too many special things going on for them. They have lightning kunai. They got, I mean, Chio has one of the best awakenings in the game. They have too many advantages, and too many unique things going on. You have to learn a whole completely different play style to play as them and to play against them. Okay, when it comes to puppets, I haven't decided yet if you should just fully straight out ban every single puppet. That could be an option. Or you just ban, like, Adult Konkuro, right? I think he's the best puppet in the game. And probably Chio's Awakening, because that will be extremely strong against, like, everything else. That's definitely kind of up for grabs there, I think, on that one. Shino, I main him. I know a lot about him. I think definitely, unfortunately, even though I don't want to, I think you should ban him. He's his normal combos is the definition of eating up neutral for free. It goes all throughout the neutral and it tracks. Of course, you can, like, switch and do all this stuff, but I can just restart the combo at no cost to me, and then if you dash in at me, I can just counter you. So, and I can confirm that because usually it's an air dash. I mean, I still use this character. I like this character, but if we're talking about getting the competitive games more or less fair for either player on both sides, you probably should not have him in the game or in competitive tournaments. Any dash cut needs to go. Dash cut completely ruins the game. No dash cut characters. No adult Choji, no kid Choji, no Might Guy. Which is good because Night Guy Awakening is extremely strong and just very easy to play, and neutral for free as well. So that kind of solves that issue. Rock Lee's Awakening is pretty good, but it's nothing like Night Guy. Kage is like the number one offender, right? She has stun locks. She has a fire dimension where you can block her combos. She has a fire dimension where she has unblockable combos and she just eats through your guard for free. The fire jutsu that she has absorbs tons of things on the roster here. Like for instance, when I play as Itachi against a Kaguya, I cannot play the game. It's impossible, pretty much. You know, you're playing in a situation where one person is Kaguya and the other person has like characters like Itachi. You're not gonna win that game. If you do, you'll win only like 1 or 2 out of 10. It's just because of the characters. So that's not competitive, right? And it's not just matchup based, it's just the thing that she offers is so strong that it breaks the game, right? It's game breaking. So her jutsu, her stun locks, the ability to control maps. Only character in the game that I know of that can pretty much control a map. She makes her own map. If she wants to take you to the ice dimension, she can take you there. And she can master the parameters of that dimension and control, you know, basically it doesn't matter what map you picked at the beginning of the fight. Now she gets to control which map you have. So she's 100% gone. Never use her for competitive play ever. I was thinking about like Inferno Fireball, and I was thinking that even I would want to ban it, even though I use it sometimes. But I think there's counterplay to Inferno Fireball. Even though it's really, really good, just because something's really, really good, it shouldn't be banned. I think there's counterplay. I think if it you know, because it's a slow projectile, even though it's a large projectile and has tracking, it's still, I think it's still okay. That's what I think. I think pain too is not the upper limit here of what it should and shouldn't be banned. I think you need to have at least one Shin or Tensei in the game, and I think pain is the absolute most power that a character should have in the game. Anything higher than that, than pain, should be banned pretty much. So if you want to use that as a standard. Kakuzu, I kind of want to ban him because he's really strong, but at the same time, I don't, because I think he's kind of comparable to Pain, right, at that level where he's not his power level is not really going above Pain. It's just at Pain's power level, if not a little bit less. So don't ban him. In that same vein, Storm 2, Storm 3 Kakashi is really, really good, but his power level does not exceed that of Pain's. So we're not going to ban him. I mean, any Naruto with a double Rasengan barrage, that jutsu needs to be banned. The character is not banned. Definitely think about banning Shisui Halo Dance, the triple or quadruple blade or whatever it is of fire that comes out. That also is kind of like the definition of eating up neutral for free. There's some other jutsus that do that, like Orochimaru, and other jutsus like that, and other characters that have these types of jutsus, but I don't think you should quite ban that character because I'm putting Orochimaru in a similar position in echelon or tier as Kakuzu and Storm 2, Storm 3 Kakashi. If I missed anything, let me know. I'd love to hear your comments. I know some people are going to be upset about this. If you don't understand what I said, ask questions. I tried to explain it well, but it's very, very possible I did not explain it well enough. But I'm hoping this has a positive outcome for the community because people need to start playing with their own abilities and their own skills and their own decision making based off of risk and reward. And when that risk and reward is skewed because of the power level of the character that you're using, and characters, because there's 2 or 3 characters, almost everybody uses 3 characters. I like to use 2. That's my playstyle that I prefer, but you know, you have 3 strong characters, and then all of a sudden, the rest of the cast is not playable, and you don't even realize that you're borrowing power from the characters, and it's not even you that's actually being powerful or skilled. It's the characters, and I think this is the big reason why the Storm 4 community has been considered a joke and not been taken seriously because we don't even understand the simple facts of what a character power level is. But here it is. I've laid it out for you with over 90% accuracy. This is what it is, and this is from now on how you should conduct your competitive Storm tournaments and anything to do with Storm. Otherwise, if you can't get here with me mentally at some level, then there's no such thing as competitive Storm 4, right? Like it doesn't exist. It only exists in a bubble of disillusion with the people that are in it now, and that's fine. If that's what you want to do it, but it'll never, ever, ever be taken seriously from traditional fighting game enthusiasts like Street Fighter players, Mortal Kombat players, Guilty Gear players, all those types of people. I'm doing my best to come from a positive place and to help out, and it is what it is. Make sure to hit the like button, comment, share this video, and more importantly, I hope you had a fantastic day, an amazing day. If not, I hope it gets better for you soon. Peace.